Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Luke Ness Monster, and this is my review of the Star Wars The Black Series Battlefront 2 Jet Trooper, or also known as the 501st Jet Trooper, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is a figure that I was super excited for. Like I said, it is of course part of the Gaming Greats line, specifically from Battlefront 2. But if you guys didn't know, this packaging is actually different from the original packaging. The one that Hasbro showed off was this one. As you can tell, the Gaming Greats logo isn't there, and the jetpack was farther down in the packaging, so they actually did change that up. Just something I wanted to point out, because I really didn't notice it at first glance. But taking a closer look at the box, we do have this amazing artwork on the side here. I am in love with this artwork. It looks great. Yeah, really looks amazing. I love that a lot. And we do have some Camino in the background, which is pretty cool. Flipping around to the back, you can pause and read the bio if you would like. And then we do have that artwork here again with the Battlefront 2 logo. It is number 6 in the Gaming Greats line. And other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. So let's go ahead, crack this guy open, and see what he looks like. So we do have him out of the box, and I gotta say, this guy looks amazing. He looks like he is straight out of Battlefront 2, I do have to say. I am really loving all the paint apps on this figure. It is actually on the Rex body, which I will get into in a second. Kind of weird that they are switching kind of back and forth between the Rex body and the new body, the new clone body. And so I will kind of do a comparison between those two if you don't know what that is. But yeah, honestly, this is a nice change. I do like the Rex body quite a bit, so it is nice to see it on that body. But yeah, the details on this figure is insane. The paint apps are pretty solid, and I'm really digging it. So let's go ahead, get him off the spinny stand, and take a closer look. So taking a closer look at this figure, it is pretty solid overall, I do have to say. The jetpack does look quite good. The paint apps aren't super solid in the jetpack. There's a few impurities here and there, but for the most part it does look really good. One thing I did notice right out of the box, which is kind of weird, it does have this like crotch dent. I don't really know why that's a thing, but I guess it is. I've never seen it on any other figure before, but you know, it's not the end of the world, just a small detail like that. This is a brand new torso mold though, specifically for like the chest, and that's so it can peg in the jetpack. The first clone that we actually have a peg for, which is pretty cool. So if you guys do want to do any customizing with jetpacks or backpacks, this body might be the one to do it with. But this is just the Jango Fett jetpack that they repainted. These little notches right here do get a little awkward when they are on the figure, and that's just because they kind of just float around. There's like nowhere for them to attach to, so it does look a little awkward, but you know, like I said, it's not the end of the world. The articulation on this guy is pretty solid. He has a ball joint at the top of the head and at the neck, so a ton of articulation at the head. He is on the Rex body, so he does get a ton of articulation on the arms, and then he can basically T-pose as well, getting a ton of articulation there. He does have a ball at the abs, you know, but the belt does kind of get in the way. Legs can kick all the way up if you do twist them. Unfortunately, you can't twist the knee at all, and so it's kind of like kicked sideways, but it's not the end of the world, and he does have double jointed legs. And this is not necessarily a brand new helmet, but it is new for the Rex body. It is actually I believe it's the Elite Squad helmet, but it does have a head sculpt underneath. It is unpainted and you cannot remove the head, which is very unfortunate, but it does have a head sculpt underneath. And that's something I don't really understand. If they're going to mold in the head sculpt, I don't understand why they don't just paint it as well and, you know, make it a removable helmet. But they don't, so it's not the end of the world, it's just kind of a shame. Here he is on a flight stand. This is just a generic, like, off-brand flight stand I bought on Amazon, but it does the job, and this Jet Trooper does look pretty cool in a flying pose. Unfortunately, the jetpack is on the Jango Fett jetpack, so it doesn't have peg holes for the flame effects that came with, like, the Deluxe Boba Fett. Unfortunately, those just don't work with this figure, and it is a real shame. I know whenever the figure was first announced, I was kind of complaining that it didn't come with flame effects, and this is probably why, just because it wouldn't be possible. One thing I do wish it really did come with, though, is the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is a big part of this character in Battlefront 2, and it's just kind of an accessory that's not there. He only comes with one DC-17 pistol, and so one pistol, compared to some of the clones we get two pistols, a DC-15, and then a DC-15A, which I believe is a rifle, so we get 3 times the amount of weapons for the same price. And so something like that, this is a more expensive figure because it is a GameStop exclusive, so I would have at least wanted a rocket launcher to come with it. But, it's not the end of the world, and I think it does look great in a flying pose. Alrighty guys, first up for comparisons, we do have Captain Rex on the right and ARC Trooper Echo on the left. ARC Trooper Echo and the 501st Jet Trooper look amazing together. The blues are the exact same color, and the white of the plastic is pretty close to the same. Rex does kind of stand out because he's a very weathered clone, and the white is just a little bit different shade of white, so it doesn't match perfectly, but I still think it looks great. I think Rex definitely has a more weathered armor look throughout most of the Clone Wars, where, this is a pretty brand new armored Jet Trooper, and so his armor is pretty clean, and I actually like that, and I think it goes together pretty well. The biggest thing is that the blues are just two different shades of blue, and that's the biggest thing because they just don't match super well, but it's not the end of the world, and I think either way it's going to look great together. Next up, since the 501st Jet Trooper was in Season 7 of the Clone Wars, I figured it'd be fitting to pose him next to Season 7 Ahsoka and the 332nd Trooper. They honestly do look great together. The 332nd Trooper does have another shade of white for the armor, but it's not that much different, and I think it works well enough. Biggest thing, again, is the color of the blue, and I think this is something that works pretty well, is because the blue actually fits pretty well together. And, unlike Captain Rex, this blue actually matches, and I really, really like that. Ahsoka also looks great next to him as well. She doesn't pick up super well on camera. Her skin tone looks super, super dark on camera, but in person, it looks really, really good. So, yeah, I am absolutely digging this guy. Highly recommend go pick him up if you can, but on to the next comparison. Next up is just the standard 501st Trooper and Clone Pilot Hawk. Both of these guys look great together. Again, the blues on Clone Pilot Hawk match pretty well with the 501st Jet Trooper, but the standard 501st, again, doesn't match. That's because the standard 501st is more Revenge of the Sith based, and this is more Clone Wars / Battlefront 2 based, and in those, the colors just don't really line up. But, again, they still match perfectly together. Like I said, the colors don't match up perfectly, but they still look great displayed together. Clone Pilot Hawk is the only other clone on the Rex body besides Rex and Bly, and so this is another nice addition to that family, and I do really like how this one came out. They honestly just look great together, and I'm glad to get more members of the 501st. Anakin is a playable hero in Battlefront 2, so I figured I would include two of Anakin's styles. First up is the Clone Wars style on the left, and then the Revenge of the Sith style on the right. The one on the right is specifically the cloaked version, just because I think the cloaked version looks cooler. But, yeah, these also look great together as well. Whatever style you want to use in Battlefront 2, they actually have a figure for here, and I really, really like that. Again, I don't think I'm really going to display this as a Battlefront 2 figure, but as a Clone Wars figure, these guys match whether you want to use Revenge of the Sith Anakin or Clone Wars Anakin. They still look amazing together. And then, of course, Obi-Wan is another playable hero in Battlefront 2. I do have to say, if I was to pick one to display him with between these two, I would definitely go with the Clone Wars version. The Revenge of the Sith version is just out of proportion. His head is super small, and it just doesn't work super well. Articulation is poor, but he still looks great posed next to him, if that is all you have. But the Clone Wars the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, I think is definitely superior when it comes to posing it with this 501st Jet Trooper. Honestly, looks amazing. I'm a big fan of the Clone Wars Obi-Wan, and it's just, like I said, nice to get more clones, especially some from the Clone Wars like this. And here is just an awesome but I guess pose of him fighting some clankers. I know, Battlefront 2, you tend to do that, and so, of course, he does have a clanker by the neck, and then there is a heavy battle droid in the back, kind of flanking him, but, you know how Battlefront 2 be sometimes, but I absolutely love this, and I think it makes the Trooper look so freaking cool, so I thought I would throw it in. Well, last up, I did want to do one final shot of the 501st Jet Trooper towering over the 501st in a jetpack pose. I had to do it. They all look incredible together. He is a 501st member, and I gotta say, he looks absolutely incredible with the rest of the 501st, and I'm really happy with how he came out. So, yeah, that's probably gonna do it for the video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.